The untold truth about Red Bull: it's not a drinks company. Red Bull is undoubtedly one of the most successful brands on the face of the earth. From the farthest regions of Europe to Asia, Red Bull is everywhere. If you think that all of their popularity and success are just due to being a can of energy drink, you might be in for a surprise. Want to know how Red Bull achieved such massive success? Well, then stick around to the end of this video to find out. Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. This video isn't gonna be like many others. While many might believe that Red Bull is merely an energy drink manufacturer, the truth is they are so much more than that, and we are going to unveil the untold truth about Red Bull. So without any further ado, let's get started. Starting as a pharmaceutical company, Red Bull has come a long way. Introduced as a cheap alternative to the herbal energy boosters sold in Thailand, a man named Chaleo Yuvadaya created his own energy drink named Krating Dang. Chaleo was born into a family that was always struggling with managing their finances. They were just about surviving on the income they earned from their blue-collar job. So when Chaleo was old enough to work, he started working at a pharmacy, and there he came across an herbal supplement that helped him in providing a boost of energy. The only problem was, it was expensive. So when Chaleo left the pharmacy to open one of his own, he knew that there was an existing gap in the market. No one ever works harder than people doing blue-collar jobs. So the drink, Krating Dang, was targeted toward a specific group of people, and to be honest, it did work. It wasn't like the drink was an overnight success. It was performing fine for Chaleo until the tides turned when it was sampled by an Australian businessman named Dietrich Mateschitz. The man didn't come out of thin air, but was the marketing director of a German toothpaste company called Blindax, from whom Chaleo imported toothpaste to sell in Thailand. So there's the connection. I mean, it's just amazing how things work out when they're supposed to. So when this Australian businessman found the product, he immediately got interested and discussed with Chaleo that it should be introduced to the whole world. The raw form in which it was sold as Krating Dang wasn't the right product for introducing to other markets. So first they went for a few necessary tweaks to the product's formula. You might be wondering, where's Red Bull? The answer to that is the tweaks were not limited to just the formula. You see, Krating Dang was just a drink targeting low to middle income groups, whereas Dietrich had crazy ideas. He started by changing the name, and there the brand we know as Red Bull was born. Now that the name was there and the product too, it was time to develop a strategy to get this product and business recognized. I mean, that's what all businesses want, right? That's right, but the huge difference in the case of Red Bull was there was just one product and the ambitions were huge. So how does one realize the dream of making Red Bull a worldwide known brand? That was the real question. There was no doubt that Dietrich was a marketing wizard, but he was also confused about whether Red Bull would work or not. The thing is, when they were developing the new formula for the drink, they used all the elements needed to make a stimulant, but they really didn't change its taste. And there were a lot of complaints about the taste of the drink. Still, instead of working on the formula, which interestingly is not patented, Dietrich introduced Red Bull as an expensive energy drink in the market. The sheer intelligence behind this concept was to sell the experience, not a drink. Red Bull made their cans cleaner and more attractive to build an image of a luxury product, and quite honestly, Red Bull did succeed in this. So there comes the business model of Red Bull, a brilliant model for sure. Starting with the goal of launching the product in different markets and making it a success, Red Bull needed money for advertisement when they didn't have any. So, while introducing their drink in the European and US markets, they tried something different. Instead of spending big bucks on TV advertisements, they hired a few popular students from colleges and universities and asked them to market the drink among their peers. This strategy involved sharing free Red Bull cans, and at a few recognized colleges, marketers were given a Mini Cooper with a big Red Bull can stuck on its back. Not only in colleges, but even in bars, Red Bull salesmen used to place empty cans around different places in clubs. At this point, Red Bull had just one target, which was to make the consumer recognize their brand. Because once you get the attention of consumers, the rest is easy. Though it wasn't as easy as Red Bull had thought it would be. There is no doubt that the strategies which Red Bull came up with were nothing short of ingenious, and they were getting sales. But then sharing free cans of drinks at institutions and clubs didn't come for free. To fund these expenses, Red Bull set the price of its energy drink higher than any other competitor. It was a risky move because if it had backfired, I don't know what would have been the future of the brand. But Dietrich got it right, and with his mission to make a distinct image of a high-end brand around their name, this strategy became a perfect fit. Everyone knew that Red Bull costs more than any other brand on the market, but it wasn't just a drink. It was a whole experience that you were buying. And there lies the greater marketing world of Red Bull. When they started, they had no money to advertise on TV, but even when they became successful, Red Bull continued to follow a unique strategy. Instead of paying advertisers for marketing the brand and its product, they started sponsoring experiences. From sponsoring rigorous excursions and high adrenaline-based activities to build a Formula One racing team, Red Bull started spending their money on things that would make them famous. Analyzing these strategies, one could easily say that Red Bull wasn't even marketing its product. They were simply putting their name out there for people to remember. And for that, they chose to go for spending on experience. I mean, how crazy must one be to sponsor a free fall of a man from the edge of the stratosphere? It was a live stream stunt in which a man named Felix Baumgartner dived after breaking sound barriers, landing back on the Earth safely. It happened back in 2012, and this live stream to date remains the most watched stream on the internet. And that's where the crux of Red Bull's business model lies. Red Bull has had its fair share of controversies associated with their brand, including all-out bans on their products in some nations and in others a partial ban. For example, at one point, Red Bull Cola was banned when traces of cocaine were found in it. In another instance, when a young boy died after consuming several cans of Red Bull in Germany. Germany banned Red Bull, which was later lifted. So don't think Red Bull hasn't faced challenges. There were some legitimate ones like the two mentioned above, and then there were the suits filed against the brand's slogan. Now, we all know Red Bull gives you wings. There is no doubt that the stimulant can immediately help you go from lazy to active within seconds. But someone took it seriously and filed a complaint that it didn't give them wings. Even for such a silly suit, Red Bull had to pay to settle the issue. Where Red Bull stands today, such lawsuits might decrease its profits, but they are not good enough to damage the reputation and image that this brand has created. Today, this isn't a drink business. Rather, Red Bull was building an empire. They earn huge profits from selling the drink because they sell it at a huge profit margin. And from that profit, they fund huge marketing strategies. For those who thought Red Bull was just about a drink, well, fellas, their drink is just a source of income. This company is all about its image, which they have created through great marketing strategy. What do you think about all this? An energy drink company or a marketing company? Let us know in the comments below. On that note, I'll end the video here. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.